Schrupp, physical therapist.
And I'm Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And today we're going to talk about an interesting subject that I think many runners have had trouble with. And I thought I'd demonstrate first. Brad, you want to tighten up once?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Dude, J-Pop! Oh.
I got power.
I'm just faking it, it really was a fake one.
What we're going to talk about is the side stitch or the side ache that one often gets with running.
Yeah.
And that's often a very sharp pain. I think a lot of runners actually, especially when they're racing, it can actually affect them to the point where they're not going to run a good time, and they're actually it's going to hinder their.
Oh yeah, it's painful.
Yeah, it's very painful.
Fun.
So it's not something to be taken lightly, and unfortunately, one of the things that they talk about in a way to prevent it or a way to stop it is to actually stop running. When you feel the pain. Well, that's not going to help you during a race.
Right.
So
a lot of people are thinking, hey, that ain't happening, I'm racing.
So based upon our research and based upon what has worked personally for me and my son who's a runner, is that what we have found is that the biggest thing you want to do is avoid shallow breathing. The side stitch or side ache is caused by the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is kind of a bowl-shaped, you call it a parachute.
Yeah, it separates your lungs from your intestines basically, and you just think of cutting below your rib cage right through there, and it's shaped upwards actually, and it's a thin muscle, flat muscle, and it helps you with breathing.
It assists with breathing.
Exactly. So you're saying that muscle
actually
tightens up.
Spasms.
Yeah, and that's the pain, and it typically feels right up under the rib, right where the diaphragm is. It makes a lot of sense.
It's actually the ligaments that attach to the liver, believe it or not.
Oh, wow, you've been doing your homework.
But anyway, I don't think you really need to know that. All you need to know is what will help solve this problem. And usually, a lot of times, especially runners, right before a race, they're nervous. And what they do is shallow breathing. They're not taking full breaths, or you're nervous, and that's why when people are nervous, what is the first thing you tell them?
Relax and breathe.
Take a deep breath. Yeah, take a deep breath. And so that's the same thing you're going to want to do when you have a side stitch or to prevent a side stitch. So while you're warming up, what you want to do is what we call pursed breathing. Pursed breathing is what you do when you're blowing out a candle. You actually, make your. So that's pursed breathing. Do you have any other comments?
I'm not going to comment.
All right.
But the idea is to get the air out of your lungs. So
right. You're expanding the diaphragm. You're making it work through its entire range. Yeah, exactly. So what you want to do is when you're warming up, when you're doing, you want to run at high speeds and do some of that pursed breathing. Not just slow speeds, but high speeds also, because that's when you start a race. Usually you start off fairly fast. So you want to. Then also throughout the race, when you first start, I would recommend that you do some of that pursed breathing. My son got an episode of a side stitch, and when he hadn't warmed up properly, and he did the pursed breathing when he got the side stitch, and that actually took it away. Mm-hmm. So I think the vast majority of runners will find out that'll do the job. If it doesn't, and you're not in a race, what else might you try, Brad?
Well, when I run, particularly recreational, when I'm not worried about time or whatever, and it's been a while since I got a side stitch. I think they go away with age or something.
It seems to, yeah.
But I would actually work my finger or my fist right into the side where it hurts, and I'll actually bring my fingers underneath my rib cage, and I'll bend over and breathe out, and that'll work it out a lot of times. Then you can run with some comfort and enjoy your run versus having that pain. It's just no fun.
Sounds good. Good luck.
Thank you.